We are not Dimash Kudaibergen's fans.
I stopped him and reminded him of what he's about to get himself into.
He still picks it up by himself as he believes that men have to be strong and carry things by themselves.
Just look at this. This person is close to Dimash.
I always considered him as an ordinary and simple boy.
Silver seems to be a simple metal, but at the same time, it is not. It is easy to be produced in various perfect shapes, and that is why artisans love it so much. Silver is one of the most sought-after metals in both jewelry design industry and world culture. It can last long and can be preserved. People tend to admire and cherish silver jewelries, but unlike any other jewelries in the world, silver is the only one that is given to people who are in our closed circle. Based on customs, it is not given to strangers. Silver is usually found in a form that is called nugget. Practically, the ore doesn't have to be smelted. He also was originally like a nugget.
Kudaibergen Muhammad Qanatullah. Endi barliq қазақ тілі, ана тілі, орыс тілі, математика, шет тілі, дүниетану, еңбек, дене, мұрагер, бейнелеу өнері сабақтарының барлығы дейді.
Dimash Kudaibergenov's first primary teacher is Klara Kajigalieva. She still remembers about his creativity back then, and she cherishes the memories and often shares it with her new students. She said that he already knew how to read when he started primary school.
The main subject in the primary school was the native language. Back then, we often practiced expressive reading, but Dimash prefers to sing the poetry instead of reciting it. He was always smiling even when teachers scolded him. He was a very radiant boy. So how can we be angry at him? He was always very different from the other students and very creative.
This school was part of the itinerary for the tour of Dimash's fans before his big concert Are Now in 2019. Up until today, fans who are interested to know where it all began for him still visit this school. Dimash and his friends performed here for the first time in public. This is also the place where he realized that his calling was actually solo singing.
We learned how to play the dombra, but Dimash was the best among all of us. We performed in an orchestra, and he sang while playing the dombra. The audience loved him. He always improves. He learned new cues, songs, and terme all by himself. All of the events, whether it's concerts or festive celebrations in our school, cannot be done without Dimash. I can say that there is definitely someone who would pass by him and thank him for his participation. He was involved in everything. He was very kind, helpful, and generous. We had a melody called Nurager, using the dombra, which was taught by Auntie Rosa. During the rehearsals, we realized that Dimash has an artist's soul in him. He could learn musical notes easily, and he could pick up a melody just with one try.
Auntie Rosa taught Dimash Kazakh's literature for many years. She instilled the love of reading in all her students. She taught her students the life lessons of each literature. She also taught them that being generous is one of the main human traits.
During lunch break, all of the students, including the young ones, gathered around Dimash in the canteen. Once, he returned to the class and let out a sigh. He said that he didn't have anything for lunch. His mother gave him 1,000 tenge for lunch. Instead of buying food for himself, he used it to buy pies and fried pastries and gave it to the students. It is quite often that he did not buy any food for himself. Can you imagine how kind he is? Now I think that the gratitude and blessing from the students whom he always gave food to were heard from above, which is why he is very successful today.
Dimash was more interested in enriching his mind than food itself. When he was in the 5th grade, he came to school with red eyes due to lack of sleep. His teacher asked, "Why didn't you get enough sleep?" He replied that he had been reading about a genius man of the great steppe, Abay Joly, throughout the night. He read it during the Abay Readings event and surprised everyone. Even when he was in college, Dimash often returned to his school to enrich his mind.
In his 2nd year of music college, he came to the school in winter. I remember that day, it was cold. He asked me if he could sit in my lessons. I asked him, what happened? Why? He said that he wants to listen in on the lessons about Abay and Mukhtar Awezov. He followed me from one class to another for 3 hours just to listen to the lessons of Kazakh language and literature. He later told me that the lessons gave him spiritual nourishment and enriched his mind.
He was always confident in his abilities. He knew exactly what he wanted to be and what was needed to achieve it.
Буквально на первом уроке, когда мы, знаете, у нас принято знакомиться поближе.
Usually during the first lesson, it's customary for us to get to know each other. And we as musicians ourselves ask the students which musician they want to be like in the future.
Так он мне сказал, что я хочу быть похожа на Майкла Джексона.
Dimash and I had a one-on-one private conversation, and he told me that he wanted to be like Michael Jackson. I found it very interesting and even funny. I thought to myself, wow, what an ambition! Now I heard that he is famous worldwide. Honestly, in the beginning, I did not believe it. To me, he was always an ordinary, simple person. I knew that he would have a good future, but not at that level. But I am one of his fans now. I adore listening to him.
Я в этой армии. Я обожаю его слушать, я всегда слушаю, меня очень трогает.
I become very emotional. I cried because I feel that everything is very familiar. His fingers, manner, the movement of his face and eyes. I feel that he is close to me.
Это все же, это настолько все рядом и так часто.
Dimash was 10 years old when he told me that he will perform on world stages. I thought to myself, well, you're a young boy, let's dream about something realistic. It was like a youthful, innocent dream. But Dimash became successful. He achieved the dream of any artist. Any Kazakh dreamed that his songs are sung by thousands of people. Words cannot describe this feeling.
Negativity also brought great fame. At first, Dimash reacted negatively to haters who attacked him.
I remember about a case in Aktobe during the celebration of the city day. On the same day, winners of the Bakati Bala competition were also awarded. Dimash presented the Grand Prix prize to the winners. To his surprise, there was a flurry of criticism because he came to his hometown and didn't even sing any songs. This hurt him a lot. People don't understand that he doesn't want to just perform a couple of songs. He wants to perform at a big solo concert for his fellow countrymen.
It seems that everything comes easily for him. Even in school, he quickly mastered humanitarian science lessons and learned new sports.
He played football and also did taekwondo. He learned martial arts for about 1 year. Once during a physical education lesson, Dimash showed a technique where he raised his leg so high that we were all caught by surprise. It seemed that he didn't practice for so long, but we all can see his success. It became clear to us that Dimash was not only creative, but he was also athletic.
Silver has many beneficial properties. It is believed that silver cleans and disinfects. Ancient Turkic people believed that this metal protected one from an evil eye. Therefore, silver coins were thrown along with sweets during wedding ceremony or shashu to the newlyweds. Relatives of the newlyweds believed that by doing this, they are protecting the young couple from unfortunate events.
I was the first one to get married amongst our classmates. It was on 30th of June 2018, and it was a big wedding. Dimash entered the restaurant around 11. I didn't know what was happening at first, but then I looked at the tables and saw that my friends were having fun. They all decided to surprise me. I told Dimash about my wedding, but I didn't think that he would have the time to attend. It was very unexpected, but it's really nice to see a friend who came all the way from the capital city just to share our joy.
All of Dimash's friends always remember what happened at Meyrambek's wedding. Even if Dimash couldn't attend his friend's wedding, they'd always find an opportunity to talk with each other.
Хабар ма? Хабардан. Иә, сол сұрап алып жамандайын ба, жақсымын. Иә, Серік отыр, Мико отыр, Урсик отыр.
They remember about their childhood together and they always make new plans to meet each other, including planning the wedding of one of their friends, No Sultan.
Келін бала, сен келмесең шықпаймын дейді. Иә, саған да тауып қоямыз ғой.
It's not easy for Dimash to be a guest at wedding because he's always surrounded by the relatives of the bride and groom. And then it became an endless photo session. That's what happened when Rasul, a backup vocalist in Dimash's group, got married. Dimash promised to attend his wedding and congratulate his colleague on the wedding.
Ровно год назад я женился. До этого часто, на посиделках.
I got married exactly 1 year ago. Prior to that event, we often gathered elsewhere. He once told me that he will definitely sing at my wedding and he will play the dombra and he will make everything perfect. I said to him, yes, of course.
Я говорю, все, да, конечно. Проходит время, полгода, у меня уже свадьба.
Then I decided to get married. I told him in advance, in about half a year before my wedding, that I'm going to get married. So I was busy preparing my wedding. However, 1 month before my wedding, a big company in China requested for a concert on the same day as my wedding.
Компания в Китае ставит концерт именно на эту дату, на мою свадьбу. И он мне это сообщает.
Dimash told me he couldn't attend my wedding because of his commitment. What else can I say, except that I understand. He needs to do what he needs to do, but then he said to me, there's another wedding, Kız Uzatu, which in Kazakh culture is the bride ceremony when she leaves her parents' home. So Dimash told me that he will attend that ceremony as my friend, so that at least, in a way, he will still be present at the wedding.
Хотя бы на этой свадьбе буду присутствовать, на Kız Uzatu с тобой.
Kazakhs usually celebrate 2 weddings according to tradition. The first one is Kız Uzatu, which is the farewell of the bride and organized by the bride's side. And then there is the main wedding, which is done by the groom's side. Based on the new plan, Dimash promised to attend the Kız Uzatu of Rasul's bride. The event is attended by the bride's inner circle. At first, they did not believe that Dimash Kudaibergen would personally attend the ceremony to congratulate the newlyweds. Rasul admitted that he wouldn't be offended if Dimash didn't attend the family celebration. It is forgivable for a big star like him, but the thing about Dimash is that he always tries to keep his words.
Просто дома все сидим, и он мне звонит, говорит, что заходить.
We weren't home when he called me and said, how do I go in? I told him that I'm coming out to you now. I went out and I saw a car with all of them inside together with Sultan. All the kids in the yard have already surrounded the car.
Кружили. Я вышел к машине, встретил их, он выходит, мы идем вместе к дому.
Dimash got out of the car and we went to the house. Before we went in, I stopped him and reminded him of what he's about to get himself into. He told me, yes, I'm ready to take pictures with everyone today.
Все, зашли, и все, там такое началось, это надо было видеть.
Then we all went inside. You just had to see it yourself. The moment was so special. As he promised, Dimash sang and played the dombra. He lifted the whole atmosphere just by his presence.
Атмосферу. Просто своим присутствием даже.
Silver is regarded as a high-class metal because it does not oxidize when exposed to oxygen. For the same reason, it can be blended with any other metals, animals, and all kinds of stones. Silver reveals the full light on the edges of inlaid inserts. His generosity is contagious, and those who have known him for a long time know this very well. Those who don't know him very well or just become acquainted with him would be surprised to learn how generous Dimash is. For example, Crazy Max, a popular blogger who often shows Dimash's behind-the-scenes life, was surprised to learn about this. By the way, he's not a blogger by profession, but instead a tour manager of a Russian creative group. Meet Maxim Pokidov.
Мы с ним же долгое время боролись за то, как он ко мне обращается.
Dimash and I disagreed for a long time over how he addresses me. He addresses me in a formal way given that I'm twice his age. But honestly, I don't feel like I'm 42 at all, and everyone who knows me says the same thing, that I don't look my age. I remember a story. I was with Yerlan and we were driving together for the first time. He gave me a lift. So while driving, I asked him, what was the weather like in winter and how you live there?
Спрашиваю, как у вас погода зимой, как вы живете там? И через месяц, когда вы...
And a month later, we became so close that we were laughing all the time. We sat together and talked about things, about his car, and Dimash was also with us. I immediately said to him, no, don't address me formally, I'm not used to that, and don't even think of calling me Uncle Max.
Что значит вы там? Еще дядя Максим меня назовите.
It seems like this person knows everything about Dimash.
Но всем известно, что любит Димаш.
Everyone knows Dimash's favorite food. He loves steak, fries, and Coca-Cola. He always eats this. There was a time when we were in Moscow. Kirsty remembers this. Whenever Dimash goes to a restaurant in Moscow, he would ask, do you have hinkali? He loves hinkali, the meat dumplings, so much.
But here's the paradox. The closer they are with each other, the more difficult it is for Crazy Max to continue his video blogs about Dimash.
Когда мы были мало знакомы,
When we just got to know each other, I didn't hesitate to take out the camera and ask questions, any questions, either stupid or general. I came out with the questions myself, and some questions were asked by my subscribers. But the closer we become, the more I feel that I don't want to record him. I feel a bit uncomfortable to really delve into his soul with questions. I've actually stopped filming behind the scenes now because I can see that he doesn't really like it. But before this, there were a lot of behind the scenes recordings. Therefore, now I try to respect his privacy and not show the camera towards him all the time.
Like millions of people, Crazy Max is captivated by Dimash's generosity, hard work, and humanity. After witnessing all this, one tends to value his or her friendship with Dimash differently.
Не помню, в каком-то городе было, но мы были...
I don't remember in which city it was, but we were either in the dressing room or the common room when I said to Dimash, hey, nice jacket, it looks so cool. Without hesitation, he asked, do you like it? I said yes, and he just took it off and gave it to me. I told him there is no need to do that. Besides, it's February and it's winter. How will he walk outside? He said, no big deal. Oh, no, this will not happen, I said to him. Honestly, how can I take the jacket? Firstly, it's a little too small for me. I have lost a lot of weight this year, but it still doesn't fit me. He's that kind of person, so generous. There was one time in Turkey, he suddenly took off his cap, gave it to me and said, you have a present.
Барлығына енді Димаш Кудайберген кейбір адамдар маған дико болып қалады.
For everyone, he is Dimash Kudaibergen, but for me, he remains as Dikau. He is my friend and he has many good qualities, but most importantly, humility and simplicity. Many celebrities usually begin to be picky with everything, including which car they sit in when their popularity grows. But Dimash is different. He doesn't care about what car he sits in. We have a friend who drives an old car, so Dimash went in and sat in the front seat. Everyone was surprised and asked, how is it that he's sitting in an old car? He's truly an example for all of us. He's not picky when it comes to food either. He can eat doner, samsa, all of those are fine by him.
Тағы Димаштың ерекшелігі оның бала кезден өзінің алдына қойған мақсатын қойғандығы.
Dimash was very single-minded since childhood. He worked tirelessly to achieve his goal. I think all of his achievements are the result of his hard work. He was constantly learning and studying. Now, he speaks 7 or 8 languages, and to be able to do this, I'm sure he studied and persevered a lot. His ability to speak different languages enables him to perform successfully in foreign countries and speak with his audience in the same language. This is important for an international star.
Поскольку я самая маленькая в коллективе и по комплекции, и, наверное, даже по возрасту.
I am the smallest in the group in terms of size and maybe in age as well. I have the largest luggage compared to others, and it is always difficult for me to push or pull it. It's big because I need to bring many things. There are costumes, cosmetics, stage shoes, and other things. Dimash always helps me with my luggage, even though I told him I can do it by myself.
Обувь сценическая и так далее. И он постоянно берет, я говорю, да никак ты их сама покажу. Потому что когда мы выходим...
Whenever we leave the airport, he will always be greeted by his fans, the deers. So I told him, there's no need to take my luggage. Take pictures with your fans instead. But he still takes my luggage in a way that, since he is a man, he should help me. Moments like this certainly characterize him as a decent man.
Такого порядочного, действительно мужчина.
Zarina studied at the same university as Dimash, but she joined the group not as a student of Shabet, but on the recommendation of her colleagues. They were working on the same project when Dimash needed a third backup vocalist. Zarina was recommended by Yelan Bekchurin. She had to go through strict and difficult auditions prior to joining the team. Finally, she was given the result and was told to prepare for a concert. Her parents always accompany her on tours, and one day they met Dimash in person.
Мы собирались на концерт, и родители так скромненько стояли в сторонке.
We were at the airport to perform at a concert, and my parents stood at the side with Jordan and Uncle Yerlan. Then Dimash arrived. They whispered in his ear, "Dimash, Zarina's parents are standing there. You should say hello to them." Dimash looked at me and asked, "Why didn't you say anything to me?" And he quickly went to my parents.
Не хотели, не настаивали на его внимании, но им, конечно же, было приятно.
They were so happy, and they tell the story over and over again at every gathering. It was a big thing that Dimash came up to them to greet them. During their conversation at the airport, Dimash's fans came up to him and wanted to take pictures. The fans kind of disrupted the conversation, but Dimash turned to his fans politely and said he will finish up the conversation first and then he will take pictures with them. My mom just melted there.
И мама просто там растаяла.
Kazakh decoration always used a lot of silver. Grandmothers usually use silver spoons to feed their grandchildren, and the tradition lives on until today. Historians also said that this moment has a positive psychological impact on the child. A child who was fed with a silver spoon since childhood will be accustomed to the fact that he or she deserves all the best in life. This thinking will motivate him or her to achieve success in adulthood. All deers around the world are watching how Ramirchik is growing. Dimash often uploads on his social media platform how he is playing with his best friend's son. The boy is the son of Yelan and his wife, Jordan, who is a backup vocalist.
Well, Ramir simply has a special love. He's always with Uncle Dimash since he was a baby. He grew up listening to Dimash's songs. He sleeps listening to his voice when they were all working at home.
There was once, after a concert, Dimash congratulated the baby on his birthday, and everyone heard that.
Пользуясь моментом, давайте сегодня поздравим. Да. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Ой, да, это я так плакала. Это было так круто вообще. В общем, у нас Екатеринбург, кажется, это был.
Oh yes, I was crying. It was unbelievable. It must have been in Yekaterinburg on February 20th on Ramir's birthday. I wasn't expecting Dimash to do that.
Как обычно разговаривает с публикой, там все тра-та-та. И такое, сейчас я хочу.
We were standing while he was talking to the audience as usual, and suddenly, he said that he wanted to congratulate Ramir Yerlanovic for his birthday, and everyone, the audience, knows him. They know us, they know everything about us. I think they know more about us than ourselves. They know when we will have concerts, when our flights are. They just know everything. And everyone in the audience congratulated Ramir and sang a birthday song for him. I have a video of it. I was standing there in tears. It was very touching and very unexpected. Then we called Ramirchik to wish him happy birthday. I don't remember what exactly happened, but we didn't see him that day. We just saw him through video at the concert.
Dimash often improvises on stage and sometimes he often forgets to get off the stage.
Мы стояли на бэке. Я не помню, кажется, это был Арнау. Да, это скорее всего.
We were standing at the back. I think it was during Arnau concert. We had to change our clothes after the song, and there was a moment where he also had to leave to change his clothes. So when he's changing, there should have been a couple of dancers dancing on the stage. But Dimash was talking and he continues to talk, and he forgets that he was supposed to go backstage to change. He was very emotional. He cannot just say thank you and leave. The screen then showed lyrics of a song followed by a sentence, "You have to leave," but he didn't notice it. It was written in Kazakh with exclamation marks, but he still didn't notice, and in the end, he was still there and didn't change his clothes. The dancers just stood and didn't perform at that time. Then Dimash began to sing the next song, and all of us were like, okay, it's time to dance. It was very funny. I even recorded the moment when the "you have to leave" sentence was displayed on the screen.
Пляшем дальше. Это было очень весело.
Everyone who knows Dimash can confirm that when he is in his creative moment, the place, time and circumstances do not matter for him.
The creation of the Samaltao song was very interesting. We recorded it at the airport. Dimash had wanted to perform the song for a very long time, but we couldn't record it in the studio because of our tight tour schedule. So we were at the airport after our concert in China. We opened the laptop and put on the headphones. We had our musical keyboard with us and began to prepare the composition. There's the sound of wind and howling of wolves at the beginning of the song. We asked our Kazakh brothers in China to help us with these sounds, and they quickly helped us. The song flowed on its own as if it was waiting to be recorded. It was performed for the first time in China and then at the Tokyo Jazz Festival. I observed the reaction of the audience when the song was performed, and I saw that many people felt the pain of the song and they understood its meaning. Many of them were crying. We received a lot of letters from fans regarding the song. Everyone talked about Dimash's talent and how he's able to convey the emotions from his heart. We could feel the song because we understand the words, but people from other countries could feel it through the melody and inner feelings of Dimash.
Ребята, он похож на Терминатора, да? Как вы считаете?
На кого?
На Терминатора.
Терминатор?
Он Герланинатор.
Герланинатор?
Ramir's father is a music arranger and perhaps Dimash's closest friend. They're always together at the studio, at concerts, and even vacationed together. They began to cooperate when Yerlan Bekchurin was 16 during the concert of Kanat and Svetlana Aidbayev. He feels very comfortable working with the family.
We are very similar in many ways. For example, Uncle Kanat is a philologist. My father is a philologist. Auntie Sveta plays the accordion and sang while my mother sings too. There are many similarities between us. Most importantly, our upbringing is the same, with parents playing a big role. Family values were instilled in us from birth. I think it's the same as everyone else. We grew up full of love from our parents, both Dimash and I.
Yalan met Dimash, the eldest son of Kanat and Svetlana Aybayev, when he was only 10 years old. Since then, they became like brothers. As someone older, Yalan showed care and helped him with advice and actions.
Let me tell you a secret. Every time before a concert, he will be worried and he may not sleep at all. I always tell him to turn off his phone and sleep and put the air conditioner on a warm temperature and just sleep. As a vocalist, his worry and inability to sleep may be a professional illness, so to speak. For music arrangers and directors, we must always take good care of our ears. If the temperature is a little cold, then immediately my ears hurt. So probably with singers, I don't know, but I try to make the temperature warmer.
Yalan knows all of Dimash's creative plans very well, and he subtly feels what kind of music Dimash hears in his head when a new composition is created. Yalan got married recently, and his wife is Jordan, a backup vocalist in Dimash's team. Sometimes she's also involved in creating popular hits such as the Give Me Love. Dimash knows how to be grateful. For him, his success is the result of the gigantic teamwork, although everything that we see and hear looks ordinary. Usually artists rarely focus on their group, but this is not the case with Dimash.
Первое мое выступление состоялось в Сочи. Это был октябрь. Мы выступали на Вау-арене в Красной Поляне.
My first performance took place in Sochi at the Krasnaya Polyana Arena. I remember that Dimash always make an announcement about us, his entire large team on the stage.
Раньше меня-то не было в команде. И он не устает каждый раз представлять нас. Всю свою команду, всю свою большую команду.
He introduced me too in Sochi, and it was a surprise for me. He introduced me and said that Zarina will have her debut with me today on stage.
Сказал, что вот Зарина сегодня дебют со мной на сцене.
Let's give her a clap and let's support her. She's great and so on. No other artist would do this.
Такое ведь никто не делает из артистов.
Я хочу сказать огромное спасибо моим друзьям и поздравить одну нашу участницу нашего коллектива, Зарина. Это ее первый концерт со мной. Зарина, спасибо вам большое за ваш профессионализм. Расул, мой друг, мой брат, мой товарищ, вообще невероятный человек вообще. Жордан Арекельян, она нереально крутая. И хочется поблагодарить моего друга, брата, который всегда по миру ездит со мной, поддерживает меня. Ерлан Бекчурин, аранжировщик, саунд-продюсер, музыкант, гений.
A lot of people like me are used to being attacked by haters at first. They say things like, "What kind of friend are you? You stay here. You're walking with a camera." So many things happened before, but I have to say that I'm very pleased with Dimash. In fact, I will never forget his concert in Sochi. During his concert, he publicly made an announcement thanking Khizri and I on stage. We were shocked. He thanked us for our friendship, for our work, professionalism, and for just being there. I was standing there with a camera and I didn't record it. Then he turned to his fans and asked them to say, together with him, send it to me at least for memory so that I will have it. It was very pleasant and really, it was a surprise.
Есть люди невидимого фронта. Очень добрый дядька. Очень классный человек. Просто давайте поаплодируем ему. Хизри Аюбович, вам огромное спасибо! Огромное спасибо моему другу Максу за твой профессионализм, за твой позитив. Вот он здесь, вот он здесь! Особенно вот бывают моменты, когда в конец самый.
Dimash always calls us to go towards him on stage, especially at the very end of the concert. At this moment, we all have the same character, as if we all have become one. It's a feeling of euphoria, which cannot be described with words. We gave our 100% to perform our best on stage. Dimash trusts us enough to kind of pull us to the center of the stage. Every time he does that, we will tell him that we have corded microphones and we cannot leave our place. If we leave, we will not be able to sing. But he just looks at us and continues to ask us to join him. Come here, he says. Come out here. So we had to join him. Then he introduces us to the audience, and this is really an unforgettable moment.
Ну, классный момент.
Он очень хороший друг. Это первое.
Dimash is a very good friend, and this is the most important thing. He's a good person that always thinks about others first instead of himself. This is very rare.
Человек может о тебе подумать в первую очередь, чем о себе. Ну, в наше время. Ну, сложно говорить.
It's hard to describe. Well, let's just say we are the people who are always next to him, just in case the fans don't misunderstand me. We are his friends. We are not Dimash Kudaibergen's fans. Dimash, who is known all over the world. We know him from the other side. We know how real he is, and we really appreciate him as he is.
Знаем, какой он настоящий, и очень ценим это.
После каждого концерта говорит там спасибо моему брату.
After each concert, Dimash will say thanks to my brother, friends, music arranger Yerlan Bekture. I feel overwhelmed, of course. It's an honor for my parents that he publicly thanked their son. I would like to say special thanks to Dimash and special thanks to his parents for bringing up such a man, a friend, and a brother. As a music arranger, I work day and night, but not every artist acknowledges it. But Dimash appreciates me, he supports me and tells everyone how we, as in myself, and other music arrangers, he didn't leave anyone out. He wanted everyone to know about us.
Но как бы так принято. То есть одну штуку сделали, сделали все.
All these people have very few photos, videos or other evidence that belong to Dimash's close circle. What they all have and value is his trust.
Nowadays, it's quite difficult to sit with Dimash in public. We had to go to private or closed place, VIP booths or karaoke. Otherwise, we will be swamped by his fans. So always look for uncrowded places when we want to hang out. We don't post anything online, we don't tag anyone, we just talk and chat. That's enough.
Димашқа тек сақтанып жүрсін деп айтқым келеді. Жаңа бәле-жале көзден сақтансын.
I would like to say to Dimash to take care of himself from negativity, evil eye and sickness. He gives warmth and love to the hearts of millions of people around the world. This is difficult to do. We will always support him. He supports all of us. Our friendship is forever.
Достығымыз ажырамасын дегім келеді. Тілекті айтқаннан гөрі оған керісінше демеушілік көп керек.
I think he doesn't need wishes, but instead he needs support. Dimash went to America for a concert and he signed a contract with a company there to promote a label. This is a great news. We were happy for him, as if it was for ourselves. The whole world knows Dimash. He glorifies our Kazakhstan by reaching such great heights. He should keep the level and go even higher. I expect him to exceed his own expectations. I think there shouldn't be haters towards a person who glorifies our country at the highest level, who makes our national flag fly on the most prestigious stages and arenas in the world. People should follow him and give him their support. I believe in him, and I wish him to always have good luck and a bright path ahead.
Может быть, это как-то будет звучать, но раз мне его где-то я его жалею.
Maybe this is a cliche, but sometimes as a mother, I feel sorry for him because he completely gives his all to his work. I really want to say to him, take care of yourself, just relax. He used to say something in class very often that it's nothing and everything is okay. We work with our hands, our souls and so on. I wish Dimash to always be healthy, of course, and take care of his health and take care of his parents.
Которая зашла вот так вот.
Өзіме не тілеймін, соны тілеймін Димашқа. Қанат талмасын, аман болсын.
I want to wish Dimash the same thing that I would wish myself. I wish that his wings will always spread. I wish him, his parents, loved ones, and friends to be healthy. That his road be smooth and be happy. I wish him continued strength so that he can always glorify our Kazakhstan. I want to thank his parents because they are always there for him, helping and giving advice to him. Looking at his simplicity and humility, you just want to be like that yourself. That's why people care about him as a friend. I'm grateful to God that I have a friend like him. I wish his parents to be healthy, always be healthy. I wish him to be as popular as Michael Jackson or even more popular. and I'm always happy for his every victory, my friend.
Each of them is an independent person with a rich inner world and great ambitions. They are not dependent on Dimash's help, but they know that for sure that, if necessary, Dimash will always reach out his hand to them. They are like links in his silver chain who will always protect him not because of his persona, but because he is a human. A human with a capital H.